Hi, this is Catherine and Ask Jack, and we are back with part 3 on deep cleaning the carriage that was working when we put it away, but is now frozen up.
Okay, now this is the answer to, gosh, how do we get in there and clean all that? And Catherine didn't like the car wash idea. So here's what we're going to do. This sprayer is available from the Granger company. And what we're going to do is we're going to wash from the top down with our little pressure sprayer. And we're going to try to get some of this stuff out. Oh, got to open you back up a little bit. There you go.
What did they call this actually? An oiler, right? When we bought it?
Yes, it's an adjustable shaft oiler. And the reason is, I'm going to set this down because if you loosen this nut right here on the top, you can get it to go way up there. But that does raise it out of the jar, so by pushing it down to its bottom position, then we're getting it lower in the jar to get the fluid out. But we tighten that back up so this stays, and then this opens and closes. If you close it all the way, that's your transport position and nothing comes out. So we're going to open it right up, and it has a spot where it stops on the way out. Then we get plenty of juice coming out. And then, yeah, we're going to go in here, we're going to force clean all these places.
Let me add a note. You say force clean, but this is not like a power jet. It's a gentle washing.
Yeah, it's just a matter of I'm going to hold this up so that gravity is assisting me, and then the places that you can't get to, like right in here, we're just going to spray a little bit of the oil. Now let's make this perfectly clear. You showed them the can, and this Marvel Mystery Oil says it is a gasoline additive. Not all gasoline and oil additives are suitable for this purpose. Marvel Mystery Oil was actually made for this purpose, which is cleaning and lubricating. It's just that it cleans your injectors. Back when they were carburetors, it didn't do anything for your fuel. Now that they're all fuel injected, what this does is change the density of your fuel just enough to get some of the crud out of your fuel injectors. Does the same thing in your oil. It cleans the lifters.
But bottom line, for those whose ears just began to buzz, STP and other perfectly acceptable gas additives for gas are not to be used in this way. Only Marvel Mystery Oil, right?
Right, yes. This is scientifically designed to be good to your metal parts. The rest of those things, that is not what they're designed for. Oh, and I see one of your friends in here. Let me get my tool out.
What friends?
Crud.
What would make you say my friends are cruddy?
Well, they're not, but they sure hang out in all your places.
Wow.
There's your collection.
My collection. Let me open it up for you to add to the stash.
You might want to double it because this is wet.
I got it.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, but you see all that soaking brought these things around so that when I'm rotating the drums, we're getting them out. And I think we did get yours just in time.
So even if you have soaked it in inches and it's been practically submerged, we still have to wash some things out that we couldn't get to.
Yes, and we have your special paintbrush we're going to get out in a minute. And we'll go into these. Since the drum here was the specific problem that the knitter wrote to us about, we want to specifically do some cleaning in this area. But you can see that spins even freer than when you put it in there. We could turn it by hand, but now...
Yeah, mine was not jammed by any stretch, but it is looking nice and loose. I'm also seeing that in spite of the fact that you said to expect some discoloration, to my eyes, there really isn't any to speak of.
Well, that'll take a while.
Okay, well, it's not a big worry to me.
Yeah, as it oxidizes, see, you can look, put your camera right there. See how the red is still tinging that just a little? And as it stays there, it will. But then that's what it's supposed to do, is soak into the metal. and make the metal stay clean and slick. And again, we're going to... This is really good for when there is some of that older grease in there.
And this will dissolve it without
Yeah.
aggressive
Yeah, you don't have
solvents or anything?
Right, you don't have to. Now, one of those new sprays, we'll go into that in another video,
Yeah.
but that we got from the LPS chemical people would be really good at this. One of them is a cleaning spray that's not going to hurt the metal, but that's...
Well, we'll clean a different carriage with that method sometime.
Yeah, we will. Okay, I think we're about ready to put this upside down. Well, what we want to do, why don't you stop and we'll get your paintbrush and do a little bit more.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to try it. This is a $1 paintbrush, but I want you to look closely at the different lengths of the
Oh,
bristles.
it's not even, yeah.
Right. And what we want is something stiff. We don't want anything soft like you would want for painting. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come in here and cut these.
Okay.
The thing is that what you do not want to do is trade the crud that was in there for the loose bristles that'll come with. To see how much stiffer that is? But yeah, what you want to do is get it short so it's stiff. Then you want to do what I'm doing now and get the loose pieces out. Then we're going to, boy did we make a mess on the table. And then again, we're going to get a little bit of the oil on there. And we can get right in here. And this is actually the way parts were cleaned for a long, long time.
I see some fuzz up there you want to scrape out with your brush.
And the more oil you keep in your pan, remember this oil is not wasted once it's used to clean this carriage. Anything else you want clean and lubricated, you can put it in the pan and soak it.
Should we strain out the fuzz that's naturally going to get into it?
I wouldn't think so, because gravity is going to help us in that respect. It's going to...
It'll settle to the
yeah,
bottom.
it'll settle to the bottom. Now this is the area where, yeah, all your little guys, you can move this brush through just like it was a... Remember we showed you right around here on this particular one, where that flipper had some crud.
It did.
And we were afraid that that was going to be a problem in the future. Well, now that's gone. Try to get your camera in there and see that's all nice and clean. That one. Do the same thing on the other side. So there's no end to how much of this you can work through. Oh, I think I see one of our friends again.
Yes, you do. Here, don't hand it to me.
Well, you said, here, I'll take it.
Well, that was when I wasn't holding the camera.
Never mind. Never mind. Okay, but yeah, you can see that we've done some good here. Now, the recommendation is get you some waste yarn and actually absorbent yarn. What would that be? Cotton yarn?
Cotton is one of our most absorbent yarns.
Use some cotton yarn and just knit away. Put it in there, nothing fancy, just knit, knit,
So
knit.
you're saying that even after we've drained this and dried it the best we can, probably enough residue will remain that some yarn would be stained because this will get carried to the needles.
Let me put it this way. Think of one of those fancy design sweaters that you're making out of that expensive alpaca. Do you want oil on it?
No.
Okay.
No, but you're saying that even though we're going to clean off as much of the oil as we can, we need to run some waste yarn through.
Yeah, that's my recommendation, just because it'll absorb the oil, and especially if you use a really light color, you'll be able to see, oh, look, it started to have a red tinge the minute I started, and now it's not.
Well, I agree with you, and I'm going to follow your advice. But I'm also going to confess that I have gotten Marble Mystery Oil by accident on knitwear, and astonishingly, working soap into the affected area and then rinsing it out as soon as you discover it works pretty well.
Yes, this is actually a 10 weight oil. To give you a comparison, most of your engine oils are 50 weight, 30 weight. This is a 10 weight oil. It's really highly easy to clean off because of that.
So assuming that the yarn is washable, will tolerate soap and water.
Yeah.
It's not a disaster should you find a spot on it.
No, it wouldn't. Use your Woolite type soft cleaner that is got an emulsifier in it, and yes, that will do it. I think we're ready. Can you look and see any places you think I missed anything?
It looks like a pretty good job to me. Probably someone will email me. They'll have spotted one.
Oh, I see one right there.
Okay.
But that's why we peruse it. But look at how much of our friend, look at here. That's impressive.
Ew.
That you can't get out any other way. But you see,
Blech.
it's so, yeah, well, don't eat it. Save some for later. The cats might help you.
It looks like something the cat's already helped with.
It does. But there again, here we go. There's you another one.
Gosh.
Now see, these are things that have clumped up in here, and they've absorbed enough of the oil that they're separating from the metal where normally your
They
fuzz
cling to the
stings.
metal. Ah.
Right, there you go. That's the principle at work here. They will not cling to this oiled metal. Now, this is what you want to watch for. Right in here, and I lost it. It was a bristle that came out.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the slider. It'll come out of there. But, yeah, watch as you go that you don't lose a bristle down in there and then have it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at what I'm doing. But I want to come to the, let's see, this end and try to get any of our dust rhinos that happened. And there's one right there that happened to be in here. Now you'll notice that all I'm doing is brushing it with the brush, and there's your clump. See it?
I need to get it. Keep on doing the brush. I didn't have you in the focus.
There's another little clump on that edge. Yeah. And I can see in the, oh, look. Where did you go? Oh, right, it's trying to hide. But yeah, as I turn this, the camera can't see it. But I can see exactly what we're doing as far as getting these clumps out. And this is the process that I charge big bucks for.
Well, understandably, it is tedious, but it's not difficult.
No, it is not difficult, and that's what I want to get across. I don't mind doing it, and you can pay me to do it, and that's what I'm here for. But don't be afraid to try it yourself. You see, there's nothing hard about what I'm doing. I'm looking, I'm cleaning, especially our drum. There you go.
Got a bristle.
Got a bristle. But let's rotate our drum because, again, you can't get in here while you're working with the machine.
Now, I want to revisit something to make sure that I understood and that my friends understand. You're saying that instead of using compressed air, we washed with the oil squirting out of the oiler.
Yes, and the brush.
And the brush. So, this is a way to do it in a low-tech fashion.
It is. The compressed air is a shortcut. And, you know, shortcuts are nice. And since I have a shop, I have a 120 PSI compressor. Why shouldn't I do that?
No reason.
And I got a dirt floor area for welding, so I don't mind spraying it all over the place. But again,
there's no reason to buy a compressor just to do cleaning because you can get it clean another way.
no, and if you were doing production knitting, or if you're really an avid knitter, you would do this maybe twice a year. Because you have really run the...
Well, I'm an avid knitter, and this is the first time I've ever been into this one.
And look at all the dust rhinos we have. Go ahead.
That's true.
Swing the camera around. Show them your collection on the paper towel.
It's growing.
Yep, okay. That's what I'm talking about.
But you know what? I was looking it up, and I forget the exact date that this machine was probably manufactured, but it was sometime in the 1970s. With that information and the fact that it was pre-loved by another knitter who plainly had used it a lot when I bought it.
Alright, I got to get my little dental tool out because I want to show the nice lady that emailed to ask the question. And we will do this. We will try to specifically address a problem as well as generally address a problem. But get your camera to look right in here. Can you see what I'm looking at?
I think I could before you flipped it away.
Okay, let me see if I can get it out without looking. And there it comes, there it comes. Okay.
Did you find something impacted in the wheels?
I did, and here it comes out right there. But I wanted you to see, and that, oh yeah, now this is what came out of there.
That was going to lock up soon, wasn't it?
Well, what that is that was sitting there as long as you were using the machine. It was staying a little bit moist, and it was not causing any problems. But the minute the machine sits up,
Right.
this is the kind of thing that's in there.
Sure, it's unavoidable.
Right.
So what probably happens when a knitter puts something away and it was working, this one's been working,
Oh yeah.
is that
And
that
that's
the fuzz and the yarn that's naturally always getting in there, and that you don't always have a way to get it all out, it mixes up with the old antique grease, and it all slowly hardens and congeals. Is that right?
That is true. Now,
And the process...
this was a machine, let me point this out, this was a machine that you were using.
Mhm.
It was working. We showed everybody that it was spinning around when we went to go soak it.
Okay, we're getting to a time we should take a video break.
Okay.